We are live, folks. Welcome. Bonus Friday. Happy opening day. Happy Friday banger live trading day. The three of us are here. We are out here about to find some trades for you. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. We know you all want that chicken dinner. Instead, we're not going to call it a chicken dinner today. We're going to call it home runs for opening day. Roll the intro.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Pitch that. I'm ready, baby. Let's go. Wow. Send that thing flying. Let's get it started with some stocks. I'm excited to get to it. It is opening day, and that means I'm going to have a hell of a weekend. Let's go right into it. Let's take a look. My man, the hoodie man, the master, Zunaid, what's going on out there? How's the YOLOs? It's YOLO Friday, and we normally don't get to be here on YOLO Friday, so I'm looking forward to seeing what Zunaid has for us. What do you got, my friend?
Yeah, definitely going to try to play some things here today. Taking a look at NVIDIA, trying to see if it can go ahead and test the 150s. Didn't quite do it a couple of sessions ago, but you can see it bounced off of right below the 248. So kind of taking a look at that. No real spot for me to play it unless it wants to come back down to this area here. So we'll call it a 236 area, just so we can try to play the bounce off of 235. I got a chance to play square yesterday.
Ooh.
Off of the bounce of 120, just because that whole number, I absolutely love it. So this was a really beautiful trade for me. So going to keep an eye on this, see if we can make something happen, because if it can get over the 128s, possibly we test the 130s and go above as well. Let's quickly take a look at AMD on that side. That $100 bounce, I could not quite get it, but you know what's interesting on this one? I went ahead and played it off of this, and I got stopped out. So here, let me go ahead and put like the hourly, I guess, on this one. I saw this come down to the 102s, and I said, okay, cool. This is where support was the previous session. Let me go ahead and play it. I got stopped out, but it bounced off of the 101s. Then after it bounced off of the 101s and it came back above the 102s, I got a chance to play this one. So we'll see, right? You can see at the moment, 105 is where you've got resistance. Where's my darn old thing? There it is, pal. 105 right now is resistance. You can see how many spikes we kind of have. Can't quite get above. So we're going to get a set an alert. If we can get above the 105 area, we'll grab some Leolos, and then we can kind of crack above. Then maybe we'll go out a month on our options and grab some more. So pop above 105, grab some Lottos, retest of 105, we grab a little longer dated ones, and then let's just say a break of 104, we go in and get out. So that's what I'm keeping an eye on. And of course, you already see my alert set. If it gets to the 100, we're grabbing some calls as well. And then another stock that I want to take a look at is going, actually something else. I think I played the Qs at 350. Was it yesterday? Yeah, look at that. Talked about Qs at 350 before we left, and that's not exactly, but it's near the area where we got a bounce. And of course, yesterday, it was Wednesday, so you were able to play today's contracts. And so this was a nice little trade as well. By the way, something to keep an eye on. We always talk about VWAP. Look at how the Qs bounced above VWAP, came back, tested it, and then you got yourself another 1.5. Actually, matter of fact, what is that? You got yourself about a 4-point move on the Qs. So that's where you can make that good money. ATER is a stock that I'm trying to keep a look at, see if it wants to come back and test the 4s. But SBFM, I believe, is what it is. What a run this one has. Ryan mentioned this one yesterday, especially because we broke news on this stock. And now it is just good. God bless. But you can see it started
off. What are you doing to that stock, bro? What did you do, bro? Did you sneeze?
I'm trying to buy it in the regular market at 9, but apparently they're like, no, Zunaid, we'll give it to you cheaper. Next spot is 7, and there it is. They're stopping at 7 there for a second. But you can see we broke the news on this one when it was about 250, won as high as $12 yesterday. And that's the Benzinga Pro Advantage. But for me, I wanted to try to buy it at bounce at 7. Clearly, or excuse me, at 9. Clearly that may not happen. So I'm going to go ahead and try to move this one down just because I don't know what's going to happen with life and I don't want to get caught in anything crazy. But that's another stock that I'm keeping a look at. What about you at headquarters, Ryan?
All right. So a couple of things here. First of all, I want to address some of the very nice comments from our amazing crew here. Zen Bullish, Ryan looking like the Benzinga exec that he is. Yo, I am just a regular dude, just like you.
Lies.
There is no execs.
Lies.
No execs. Jessica says Ryan's back. Ryan never left, Jessica. You know how it goes. Ryan never left. Michael says Ryan needs a hoodie. You know what? I got so many nice compliments on the quarter zip yesterday from you folks, and I busted out another one. I do have hoodies. I'm a hoodie fanatic. Anyway, let's get back to the market here. I am looking at a couple of things. First of all, on the pro tip, Zunaid, you just talked about the VWAP when you were talking about QQQs. One of my favorite day trading vehicles are the TQQQ and the SQQQ, depending on which way the market is going. And the VWAP works great on those instruments. Good call on that. It works on other QQQ products as well. Now let's jump into some of these small caps. We're going to be looking at MDVL here. This had a good day yesterday. This set up several times. We still have our lines from yesterday. We took the next leg up here in the pre-market. So looking at this in terms of a game plan, I'd like to find some footing here on 174. If we push through 190, it's staged, meaning I'm not necessarily just going to take a buy at 190. I would love to see it assault that 205 level, pop above 205, and I think we go to 217. And if we break that, a lot of room up to 242. So we're going to be watching MDVL, especially out of the gate here. Let me go through a couple of these other ones. Again, the way I'm selecting these are based on the volume. NDRA might be in play, only 61 cents. I'm probably going to pass. BFRI, this is one that we've actually traded before together here on the show. This one also has some levels clearly defined here. Would love for this to come back into 450. Probably won't, though. Maybe it'll test yesterday's high of 466-ish. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and add a line there. Just get that ready. Boom, 465. Maybe we can come in and find some footing. This also carving out some good range. So if this stock gets going, we can make a lot of money there. I, too, will be watching ATER again with Zunaid. This, again, taking the next leg up here and setting up nicely. 441, 440, your line in the sand, or your support there. That's probably what we're going to be waiting for. We'll see how this takes off. And then we got one more, BWV right here. BWV. This one, this is enticing because of the gap here. I'm going to be watching it, but this is really, really dangerous. This thing was down 89% yesterday. Okay, 89%. So if this starts moving, if it sets up for a trade, okay, we'll watch it, but let's not be degenerates and go try to be heroes. We don't need to do any of that. And then finally, shout out here to SEAC. This is Sea Change International. This stock is not widely known, but can really kind of get going here. This might be good for 20 cents today. So that's what I got on watch. Oh, and really quickly, someone asked what Buddy's pick was. I haven't seen Buddy. Buddy is in a different state, so he did not give me a pick. He doesn't have posable thumbs, so he's not good at texting. But when I get back, I will ask him, and I will give it to you next week.
All right, out there. We'll see what's going on, and definitely shout out to Buddy. I hope you're having a good time at the babysitter.
He is. I got a good report so far. Apparently, Buddy is clingy.
Hey, always. Hendrix does it the same, right? Especially when they get somebody else to watch them, they're like, "Oh, I'm getting love. I'm getting treats. What's up?" All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Let's see what I got out there. Just want to go ahead and first bring up a potential short, longer-term play here. Been looking at Build-A-Bear for a short since Friday. It's already gone down a little bit, but I'm actually looking for a bounce back today to reject off the 17 again. You can see how you rejected off there twice now. We're going to look for another bounce up there and then look for the takedown. Build-A-Bear, let's put it this way. I don't even know how the hell this is up there at $18 right now, especially in this environment, inflationary environment. You go to Build-A-Bear maybe once a year, maybe. I don't know if you guys have young kids out there, if you guys have ever been to Build-A-Bear more than once a year, but I feel like everybody was used to go there, at least when they're little kids. They went there for their birthday or something like that to just get a bear for their birthday.
I've never been there, full disclosure. Never. Don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, I will say that I did, back when I was like, in middle school, I used to do that little swag, give the girlfriend, a teddy bear, go to Build-A-Bear, that kind of thing. But don't do it anymore. Let's just say that. You guys, anybody in the chat, have you been to Build-A-Bear in the last year? We'll see what happens. It's a hot air balloon. Hey, we'll see what happens if it starts crushing back down. Let's go to the positive stocks, though. Target, baby. I'm so glad I went for it yesterday. Even though I missed it on the first 2 buys, ended up getting it on the third VWAP bounce. And that's what matters, right? I mean, we want to make sure that we're able to take that shot. If you guys saw here, missed it here, and finally when we went through on that third time, starting to recover, I took target there, and look at that reaction there. You tested it one more time towards that 20-50. That's really holding as support, and it just ripped, guys. I ended up selling half of the position up here at the resistance around 227.40s, going into the 227.50s, and it actually went all the way to 229.50. So let's take a look at that level today to see if we can take it out. We've already taken it out in pre-market. Now we're looking for that level to hold on pullback. So we're going to look for around the 229 area to make sure that that holds on any pullback today. But target, what a trade there. Not a bad one there. DLTR, Dollar Tree, also got in this one yesterday. Sold half of it up there towards 159. Still have half of it left here from 157.63. We're going to look for this one to continue through the 159 level, and then it could get through 160. Getting up there to 162 today. We'll see what happens in Dollar Tree. Another one that I've been giving is Ollie. Ollie looking strong today, back up there towards 50. This has been a nice raise, so discount stores doing really well. Another one that I'm going to put on your radar for today, if this industry does well, focus on BIG. Why? Because it's off the support. And when you're off support, you're able to go ahead and get that reverse momentum if the industry starts ripping, right? And so that's what I'm going to look for today in big lots. It's not that I expect this one to get like all the way up towards, let's say, 52-week highs. No, that's not what I expect. I expect to move towards resistance and the short-term resistance, which is a move up to, let's say, 38s or 39s, maybe even 40. But I wouldn't expect too much more than that. Of course, this is a lagger type of trade, and so you're not looking for it to become a leader, but you're looking to at least catch some of the momentum in the industry. We'll see what happens on BIG today. And for that being mentioned, let's take a look at some other names on out there. I also gave BTU. BTU looked really strong yesterday. Really put in that reversal type of candle where you held the 9 EMA. And look how it holds this 9 EMA. Every time we crack the 9 EMA on BTU, it's done pretty well. And so you can see here we cracked it, got back up towards the top, pulled back, went up there, pulled back right underneath it. Every time we've reclaimed it. So keep your eyes on that 9 EMA and use that as a trend ability to follow the stock. So let's say if you're looking at it on maybe a 15-minute or maybe a 30-minute, look for that to kind of stay below it and show you that support underneath to keep following the trend. Other names you guys can watch in coal today, SXC. This is one that I will give you guys. It's already making the move in pre-market. Look at this setup. I really like this chart through the nines, going through 911, and then you got about 940 on the upside, 950, then eventually 980s. I'll be keeping watch on this one. METC, you guys know how I like this one. I actually traded it once this week, got stopped out. We'll look for a nice trade through 17 today. Another one that you guys can keep on watch is CEIX. Look how this one kind of reversed yesterday and trying to get through the highs. Same thing, I saw the reversal in steel yesterday, coming back down, and we're going to be watching, of course, steel and Cliff. But there's going to be a lot going on today. Keep watch. We'll see what happens in some of these names. And, of course, we got to see if these are going to be the sectors that lead again today. Is it healthcare, consumer defensive, and basic materials and energy? Industrials, kind of all these names that you see kind of that were gotten weak, not yesterday, but the day prior. See if they continue that strength that you saw yesterday. If not, you could see the reversal, right? We could see more like tech leading. We could see financial services bounce. We could see real estate bounce. So we got to watch either way, and we'll see what happens towards the bell. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take stocks from the chat. If you guys see anything out there that you guys want to cover, go ahead and jump on it. I'm going to roll through here, see if there's any stock that's standing out to me.
Why don't we take a look at LAC? Quantum is suggesting that. I know that's been hot recently here. Sorry, I didn't.
No worries.
My computer there, my man. Let me go ahead and pull up LAC.
Whatever you want.
Lithium America. So the thing here that's interesting about this is I actually like the thesis here. My question is going to be, how long does this lithium trade work? Looking at this daily chart, pretty volatile here, but obviously back into a support area. Last time it was in this area, it moved from here up to 40. It actually printed above 40 briefly. So let's see if we can get some positive momentum here. If this turns around, this might actually be a trade. And I believe the options for LAC are quite tradable. Let me confirm that for you. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, these options, oh no, not a lot. Sorry, not a lot of volume on these. Probably just stick to the stock with LAC, but I do like this one. We'll see what happens when this gets going. Crypto Hunter says LAC going 50 plus. We shall see. Maybe not today though. What other stocks do you folks want to look at?
Yeah, LAC is one to watch. One thing to kind of mention on LAC, just to kind of give the background thoughts. A lot of people are going to be thinking about LAC in the long term also. So you could get some big pullbacks on it. Why long term? Because it is the closest to production in the United States. So if you're looking at lithium players and you're looking for something infrastructure bill to kind of affect it in the long term, this is the one that they're looking at. I just want to put that on people's radars so they understand why they choose LAC over some of the other names. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into some of the stocks that you guys are taking a look at. I saw CORZ. I don't know this one, but hey, one of the things is we look at what you guys want to take a look at. So I'm not going to stress about it. We'll see what it is here. Looks like a software infrastructure name. And I'll say, and I've said this plenty of times, I'm sure someone else has heard me. Software infrastructure is the area where I see the fastest leakage when we come down. Like when the SPY comes down, I look at software names for shorts because these are the ones that are going to be fighting to have that interest rate fight, right? Because these are the growth stocks. These are the ones that have that high PE forward looking. And so
high multiple.
Yeah, the high multiples. And so these get hurt the most, especially in this environment where it's like the interest rate hike worry, and then you see them get smacked. And so to me right now, I think this is still in a bearish trend and hasn't turned around. I would use the monthly to kind of describe that so I could show you, and you could draw a trend line. And you can see here how this is in a downtrend and not getting out of it. Until it gets out of that downtrend, I would not be trading it. But it's always up to you to determine what your own investment decisions are there. I do see 8 as a support if you're trying to maybe go off of that. But for me, right now, this is just in a downtrend, and I would not touch it. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, no, I think that's good. I generally don't like trying to grab things that are in a downtrend too. I actually am not familiar with cores, but Mitch, to your point about the software names, that's why I was trying. I didn't mean to speak over you there,
No.
but that high multiple, you're absolutely right. When the market turns around, those things are the first things to get laid into. So generally not a good downside short trader. So I generally just try to look for areas of strength. Software right now is tough. Software right now is really tough.
The one that
Asana is a good example.
The one that I'd give is Asana. Yeah, perfect example. You got that bounce. Everyone thought it was coming back, and then now look, you took out the lows already.
Exactly.
So just be careful with those.
And remember, I'm long PayPal, right? I'm long PayPal. PayPal's getting absolutely destroyed, and that's not even one of the higher PE stocks. There's much higher out there. So we'll see. We shall see.
Let's see what other stocks are being mentioned in the chat out there. Do you guys see anything that you guys want to talk about?
I want to talk about Snow real quick. I know this one we tried to play a breakout over the 216 level. Couldn't quite do it. We were up about 40% on our YOLOs, and fortunately it came all the way back down. And then we made it right back up. Again, same thing. Just keep an eye on it. Look, pop above VWAP, came back, tested it, went on right back up. But this 216 areas you can see right over here has been resistance. Can't quite stay above it. Tried yesterday, couldn't do it. Tried yesterday late, couldn't do it. So definitely going to keep an eye on this one. I still have my YOLOs. I mean, those YOLOs are for like the 2 something. That's going to go to 0. But later on, I did go ahead and grab the 227. Is that? No, I grabbed the 215 calls. So hoping that I can salvage and make up for it on my YOLOs. But regardless, I'm keeping an eye above that spot to see if we can take some more calls on Snow. So keep an eye on that one. SBFM. Yep. See, as you can see, I've got my orders kind of staggered here to try to play that $7 balance. I'm not going to lie. The fact that we've kind of already tested it a few times makes me a little antsy. So I might actually take off this one just to take some risk off in case this one does want to test. Because to me, it's like how many, however times you knock, right? Like you just imagine how many times you knock on a door, try to knock it down, and then the easier it is to knock it down. yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to play it a little bit safe. Let me go ahead and see if I can close this order. Are you sure you want to cancel it? Yes. So can you please cancel it? No, you're not going to? All right. That'll be interesting to see what happens. But regardless, $7 level is where I'm trying to grab some shares on SBFM. Stop loss would be like around 20 cents lower than that. Someone's calling out OXY. We've played OXY a few times.
Yeah, we have.
Right now, you kind of have a support area around the 57s. You can see a little bit of resistance there that'll act as support. Same kind of scenario right here. But I don't have a clear picture on it, not going to lie. Besides, obviously, the 55 area right there, you can see a couple of bounces once, twice, 3 times around the 55.50 and the 55 area overall as itself. Someone's calling out BFRI. That's not the ticker. That's the ticker. BFRI. 440, 450s could be a decent spot. I don't necessarily see a good read on it. I don't have a good picture on it. Something else to kind of keep in mind, this is something I'm holding long term, is BCTX. There were some decent call activity yesterday, so I'm going to keep an eye on this to see if we can get a runner. If we can go ahead and zoom out to the daily, you can see this one's got a little bit of room to like the 13s or so. But it's been having so many great positive days. You can see the trend right there. I'm going to keep this one an eye on. Of course, our good friend THCA. We've made plenty of money. You can see how many times I've traded this one. So going to keep an eye on this one to see if it wants to come back and test maybe the $12 level, which you can see held kind of decently well there for the bounces to the 13s. Hit a high of 14 a few days ago. If it breaks out above that, it could get interesting because I think then it's already in clear skies territory. So this one could get wild as we've got about less than a minute left to go. Good luck to everybody. It's Friday. Don't go crazy. Don't go bankrupt. It's okay if you have to eat ramen, but don't go homeless, all right?
It's okay if you like to eat ramen, but don't go homeless. This is just awesome.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay if you lose a little bit of money, but, like, don't lose a lot
Hey,
of
man,
it.
taking a small loss is how you be successful in this business. Let's be honest.
And there is SBFM right back above the 750. So we'll see this is going to be an interesting stock for me to play. We'll see how things go on this one, as we've got about less than 10 seconds. Here we go. All right, that's the bell.
ATER has a huge bid on it. I'm anxious to see if that actually falls. They're eating it. They're eating it. They're eating that bid. ATR might go lower here. There it goes. Nice little breakdown there. One sec.
No worries, pal. First move off of the SPY is still trying to figure out what it wants to do, but the first move on AMD was lower. Now it's coming back to test VWAP area.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's get this music going a little bit here.
On back above here. Yeah, Marcus still trying to figure out what it wants to do.
There's the music. Couldn't hear it for a second. Boom. All right, let's go. RJ guys, ripping here. Let's go. Can we get to the VWAP bounce here? VWAP bounce hold. That's what we're going to look for here, for it to continue into the green here. Same thing with Dollar Tree. We're looking for that to kind of hold that breakout. DIG is the one I'm looking at right now.
I'm going to keep an eye on LMT here for maybe some 470 calls. But, man, that spread is ugly.
Yeah, the spread's ugly on BIG too. So, going to leave that alone right now. It's a little bit too spready for me there. All right, let's take a look at what's up from the open, guys. Energy, basic materials, and healthcare. Remember what I talked about in pre-market? That's what we were going to look to see downside action in the SPY. So I would look for the SPY to continue that downside action as long as those sectors are leading us.
ATER kind of hanging out here. I noticed that MDVL also hit the scanner. So did
XOM.
SEAC.
What a good setup in XOM there. I'm looking to get into this one now. Missed that first VWAP bounce there. Looking at XOM for a VWAP bounce. Need to pull back to its 85.50s. That was a good one if you were able to catch it on the first move. CVX is another one I'd give. Oil up today. Look at that. For a pullback in Chevron. XOM already took off there. Looking for Chevron.
Tesla, by the way, rejected off of the 1050s. What a surprise, surprise. Now below VWAP. You've got Apple about $1 away from the 170 area. That could be a big, big buying area. As you can see, it was yesterday.
All right, couldn't catch the other first moves there in oil, so I jumped into MRO here. Looking for a nice little drive here.
ATER trading up towards its VWAP. 466 is the spot. VWAP 465. So definitely looking at that right here.
Boom, nice little drive there in MRO here. Let's see if we can get to the 25.50s here.
ATER just got yanked.
Yeah, I'm going to try to take here. Let me try ATER here. My stop loss will be low of day. Just got filled on 460s. God damn it. Stop loss will be below, and there's a lot of things happening here. Something alerted, but regardless, stop loss will be 436 on ATER. Trying to take profits at around 484s. I'll give it a little bit more space. There we go. Whatever. If I can, I'm trying to front run the VWAP is what I'm trying to do here.
Yep.
Looking good here in MRO. Oil looking good today, guys. So if you are watching that, that is looking good right now. Basic materials, coal up already. Also, BTU up 5%. You can take a look at METC. That one's at 1620s. We'll see if it gets back to the 17s today.
465 fell on ATER.
And trying to see if MRO can get towards the 25.40s here.
All right, you're about
ATER, here we go. I'm not in it yet. Man, good buy, Zunaid.
Yeah, you're up about 12 cents on that. So again, make sure you scale out as needed.
See what happens in this MRO. Looking for a push through the 25.40s here.
By the way, the UECs are above the 585 level now.
That was a pretty chart there.
$470 bid on ATER. We'll see if they crack that. Next spot, 484 on ATER.
You're up about 14 cents in the money on that trade.
475 is the spot. They pulled it off that spot. Let's see if it sets back up at 475.
What's going on out there, guys, in the chat? How we doing? I see Intel being mentioned, RAD, LAC being mentioned. LAC says crypto. Crypto, tell us why. Don't tell us that it's going to 50. Tell us why. What pattern do you see there? What trading do you see there? All right, I see SFT being mentioned, SoFi in the chat. I'm just calling out the stocks that are being mentioned in the chat here, guys. SBFM, of course, they're taking a look at that one. At Mitch playing AAL? Not right now. Mitch, what position were you in baseball? The best, man. Shortstop, center field, and second base.
Right up the middle. Mitch was right up the middle. Love it.
Batting first on almost every team that I ever played on. If I didn't bat first, honestly, I was mad at myself. My real skill was speed, guys. I could run a 4.5.
Pretty sick, man. I'm not going to lie. ATER really pushing up here. Zunaid, great job entering that. I was waiting for a better setup for myself, and it never came.
Thank you.
I'm not in it.
Thank you. I'm going to take a small YOLO here on Facebook. Let me see which ones I'm going to grab. I'm going to grab the 222.50 calls. Tell you my fill here in a second. I went ahead and got filled at $1.42 on Facebook. And I am going to take a little bit of a trade on Apple as well. I'm going to grab the 170 calls here. Got filled at,
Man, you are brave, Zunaid.
$1.03, simply because of the trade that's coming up at 170 on Apple. If it breaks up below 169.80 or so, we're going to go ahead and get out of that one. Facebook trying to bounce a little bit, trying to front run it above VWAP if I possibly can. As you can see, it's testing VWAP, right? So
you're a
the
brave
calls,
soul, my friend.
I'm trying. Well, here we go. So the Facebook calls that we got at 142, you are now up about 8% on those as they're trading at 160. Now, here's where things get a little iffy, right? It's going to reject VWAP. That's bad for us. We're trying to front run VWAP, so we want it to be above, and then the next resistance is going to be the previous high. And there's Facebook coming back down. So just like that, we were up 10%. Now we're down 10%, but it's Friday, so we know our size lets us just go to zero, and we take a little bit of a riskier trade.
Looking to take profit into this rip here, an MRO here. Let's go ahead. Let's look for the rip above 25.40s, getting towards 25.50s, and then we'll take that profit there. We'll see what we get here.
Matter of fact, let's see if I can get some Apple, maybe just like 100 shares or something.
Thinking about adding on target, but I'm gonna leave it alone right now. Just gonna focus on this MRO trade and try to nail this down here.
Facebook trying to test VWAP one more time. If you got in a little too heavy on Facebook, here's your chance to get out. Facebook, now you're up about 20% on those calls. Here we go. Facebook above VWAP. Next resistance, if this support level holds, is going to be the previous close of 222.95. But you are up 20% on those calls. For the love of God, these are going to be very risky. If you got in a little bit too heavy, do what's best for your portfolio. Be smart. Live to fight another day.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I actually had someone reach out to me about, I remember I said at one time, I was like, if you guys need to do some swing analysis, give me a call. I actually had someone reach out, and we'll see when he starts playing for the Rays.
Did they send you like a tape that you broke down? And
yeah, I did a lot for him. I did. One of the main things is that I did so much searching and just like in trading that you do the research, you put in the time, you figure out the setups, and you figure out the whys. I think that's very important. All right, looking at MRO back at VWAP here. Here's the
being
rule of
pulled.
3 here. We don't want it to break 25.14. We could add here for the breakout above 25.40s. We'll see what happens here. MRO.
And just like that, Facebook coming down. So we're up 20%. Now we're down 15 as it's below VWAP. Apple can't get above the 170.50 and stay above, and ATR is coming back down as well. We missed our profit taking by 5 cents.
ATR coming down to that 450 level we talked about. Next level down here on support. Let me take a look at this chart. I got 439 marked off on the chart, but it might get some at 442 as well.
XOM looking good. XOM trying to come back to VWAP there. 85.70s I have as support there.
Facebook coming back down to the low of day. See if I can grab some more here. I got some more calls here. Got filled at 107. I'm going to keep a tight stop on these, though. Looking at the chart. Trigger on the sell.
Love to see you do a swing trade type show on Friday sometimes, Mitch. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. Usually on Fridays, I take it a little bit easier, doing my own assessment for the week. And then on Sundays, I usually sometimes come on to look at into the week. But yeah, it's not a bad idea. Thank you for the idea, Black Mitch.
No, that's not a bad idea at all.
All right. The contracts that we added at the low of day at 107s, I'm going to sell 75% of them here at 123. Got filled at 123.
Big pullback in XOM right off the VWAP there. If you're looking at a bigger type of play there, I like it, but I'm in MRO, so it wouldn't make sense for me to jump in another oil name.
And here's Facebook right back down. The 25% remaining from the ad, I'm going to go ahead and sell here. Got filled at 142. So we got filled at 107, 142. We're out 50% gain on the ads. We're still in the original that we bought at 142. Facebook trying to get above VWAP.
ATER yanked again. This one's tough.
Yeah, it's about to hit my stop loss at 434. Facebook rejecting again.
That one stopped me out yesterday. It's a tough one. All right, if this candle can close above VWAP there, we can start adding in MRO and looking for the breakout. You'll get a triple bottom look on the 1 minute and a single bottom on the 3 for the VWAP bounce. There you go, right back up there.
Bang, Facebook coming back up. 170s now.
Order out to add at 23s if we can get it.
SBFM looks like some action going on there. Let's pull that up.
How's that XOM bounce?
Oh, look how close it was to filling me. Pause. Oh my God, literally missed it by a cent on the entry as it bounces up another 50, 60 cents. I'm going to take this off now just because it's tested 7 a little too many times. And the chances of it flushing are a little bit higher than I'd like.
TCAT guys, TCAT's just took out this formation on the minute chart here. The spot was 385. It's coming back into that spot, but this one, definitely keep this one on watch. This one can get wild. We've traded this before together, by the way. TCAT.
Oh, for sure. Yes, we have.
All right, there's a push there in MRO. Looking for the continued push here. Let's go. Let's go. You guys have the chart here. Got in there. We're looking for the VWAP to hold. Now we're looking for it to take out there the highs, get through the 40s. The resistance is going to come into play on the hourly around the 2540s. I'm looking for a move up there towards 2550s on here. And then the next one is up there towards 2575. We'll see if this can get moving.
All right, you've got Facebook now 160 again. This is going to be a fun one, but it could be a risky one. So make sure you manage your risk, please.
How's Medieval doing?
All right. How's the target life? Did we find a bottom?
Medieval is at 224, right above VWAP, which is around
That's
$2.
What I'm not calling it Medivale. I'm calling it Medieval. Let's just get something straight here.
I got you. You're leading me down the wrong path. Here's Apple coming to test 170s again. Facebook going right back down. This is why you take your profits.
Looking for BBIG to squeeze through the VWAP, and I'll take a shot on that one also.
Your Apple calls are up 13%. So do what you got to do with that.
James Santangelo from the chat. Anyone trading PSFE, new CEOs helping PSFE see 10% plus this morning. James, I saw PSFE. It actually came up on the relative volume scanner, but to be quite honest with you, it moved away from me way too fast.
All right, looking for the breakout here, MRO.
Miss Missy also calls it Medieval in her head. That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you just
Boom. Can we
you
get
say
it?
what you think.
Can we get it? Looking for this to kind of break on out here, MRO. Nice little pattern there.
Test it? Oh, you motherfucker. Yes, I did.
You all right, Zunaid?
Bruh. Facebook, by the way, bipolar today. That's okay. We've all been there. NVIDIA, look at this. Right off of the bounce of the 235 that it did yesterday is right where it bounced here to give us a couple of points. Obviously, I'm paying attention to Facebook and Apple, so I missed this one. But hopefully, we talked about this level in the morning, so hopefully y'all were able to get a piece of the action. But I did not. And, hey, I'm still in this trade. I did not get stopped out. But here's Facebook trying to figure out its life. We've had plenty of opportunities to add and take profits on Facebook, as I have called them out live for you. I'm still in the initial ad at 142s, but we've been making money on this off of the 221 ads down here.
All right, guys, seeing some slow up here at the 2540s for MRO. Looking for the continuation there. It's resistance right there, so we could get a stop there. We'll look for it to come back above that. I did see some volume coming in the 38s and 39s, so I'm looking for that to continue the momentum. But if it turns back around, we just take what we can get. At least for me.
You saying SEAC is moving? Let's take a look at SEAC.
SEAC, man.
Sea Change International. Back in 20. Here's a little funny story about this. Ooh, that is coming back up. Wait a sec.
There you
Story
go.
might have to wait. This is a nice little formation here.
Sometimes the story gotta wait, man.
Gonna take a stab at this here, actually. Yep, let's see. Let's see if we can get this right here. 133. Need a pop here. Gonna really tight stop though. If we don't get the pop, I'm gonna be out. Here we go.
All right, here's a lift into the 40s. Do we hold the push now? All right, now seeing that continued momentum there, taking it off there, an MRO there at the 36 there. Not a bad gain to start off the day, but let's go ahead. Let's continue working here. Dollar Tree taking off there, guys. So I'm going for BIG now. There it is. It's already moving a good amount there. Trying to grab it on a pullback here towards VWAP. It already hit the 430s, so I might just take 39 here. If I could get filled here. It's already moving, though. Be careful. Don't catch it at the top there. Just be careful. I want to make sure that people don't just jump into the top of the high of the day there. Have an order out at 34.39 to add back into the VWAP there for BIG big lots.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and take a stab at SEAC with you here. Got filled at 131. Stop loss is going to be for me 127.
You know, one of the things I'm noticing here, Zunaid, is that this was moving around a lot in the pre-market, not as much anymore. 133 is that spot that they really got to take out, but they keep refreshing a seller here. I almost wonder if this is being shorted. And if that's the case, if we get that pop, this could be a real nice trade.
Target taking out the high of the day there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, man. Boom.
Yeah, nice move on target.
You got BJ up also right by VWAP. That one looks interesting there. DG has been a monster lately. It came back down, also bounced off there. Dollar Tree also going through the high of the day. I have that swing on, so we're looking for that to hold now. 159s on pullbacks.
I'm going to try to take a shot at SBFM here around $6.11 if I can get the fill. Currently trading at $6.39. This could pierce through and totally screw me, but oh boy, here we go. Who doesn't like to live life on the edge?
Yeah, who doesn't? Let's go. Let's go. No. Not BBIG. BIG. Big difference. Get there? Big difference. Just want to make sure that everybody knows it's not BBIG. It's BIG.
Stopped out a sea change here. We'll look for this to set back up. Zunaid, I went in with a little bit more size. That's why I didn't have.
Yeah, no, you're good. I was just taking a look at mine.
At VWAP bouncing XOM, that was pretty there, guys. I hope someone was able to capture that when I talked about it when it was coming to it, way before it got to it. So I hope that someone was at least watching that XOM. This was one of the best setups I saw on the daily charts. I talked about this on Money Mitch, how this had such a nice little level to go through at 85. And look how you're already up there towards 87. CVX also having a similar setup. So look at that. Symmetrical triangle, nice breakout. We talked about these on Money Mitch, of course, like always, guys. Check out the show if you guys want to see what I'm probably trading the next day. All right, BBIG has a great short setup. Yeah, that does have a great short setup. Watching for this BIG pullback, trying to get in here at the 31s.
Whoa, who's slamming the keyboard?
Sorry, I'm like trying to.
Yeah,
Zunaid go hard in the paint today.
Your mic is a little loud, I think.
Yeah, a little loud, bro.
I got you. Let me move it away from here. Give me a sec. I'm just in this trade trying to execute on this.
Here, I'll try to adjust his mic a little bit here.
It's
Go
when I
ahead and-
type there, or is it just in general?
There you go. How's that, guys? Let us know how Zunaid's volume is now compared to Ryan and I's. Because really, you guys are the ones that could hear it through the YouTube, auto engineering there. So let us know how that sounds. Zunaid, go ahead and talk so they could hear you.
Mic check 1 2. You've got Facebook trying to come
Thug
down to the
life
low of the
on the
days.
keyboard. Jay Wild, thug life on the keyboard. I love
Hey
it.
man, you gotta be. Here's
you
a
ever-
SBFM. Maybe try to fill us here at 611.
You seen that cat emoji? That's just like typing really fast.
How is it only? Come on, bro.
Could you guys look at SNDS? I don't know that one. You big lots. Come on, fill me on a pullback. Don't want to miss this one, man. Don't want to miss this one.
I'm just waiting to get filled here at the 611. I can on SBFM so we can go higher. Yeah, you've got SEAC below VWAP, so my stop loss is about 2 cents away on that. I'm going to go ahead and take a shot at some more Facebook calls here since we were already in the green on the trade earlier. Oh, come on, give me the fill. Damn it. Nah, I went up a little too high. Never mind. I didn't get the fill I want. I wanted it around $1. It's already at $1.12. It's a little too high for me.
All right.
Zunaid is a little low on the mic.
Just
I
gave
don't
him
know
a
if
little
they're trolling.
boost. Just give him a little boost.
I
So
don't know if they're trolling, but
there's only one way. There's only one way to kind of
Trial and
work
error,
it.
baby.
Yeah,
Trial and
yeah.
error.
I just boosted it a little bit more. You guys tell me when it gets to a good level.
boosted.
Guys, really quick, just kind of like an educational lesson here. SBFM, we talked about it. We traded it. They had an offering. Right. So this is there was a huge run up. Remember, we broke an exclusive story when the stock was at $2. They recently announced an offering. This thing is going down. So
Taking down the lows there.
a lot of these, you got to be careful. And that's why we're in them for only a short period of time. We don't think they're going from 2 to 100.
What was I about to do?
Industrial is just getting wiped out today. Man, that airlines trade earlier in the week, if I would have just took like a weekly option on that, Ryan, holy crap, would I be killing it.
I didn't watch them. Did they follow through for you?
Dude, they just been destroying since Tuesday. Like I had that one day where I just got pushed off of it, and that's how it is sometimes. You have a good idea, and it's okay to get stopped out. Just pay attention to the important levels. I missed the flush down on them. And I mean, AAL is a perfect chart to kind of look at that kind of talk of that level. And it was off the 18s. And a lot of that is right here. I'll show you guys real quickly is that you see how it was in this sideways action from the 29th. Rule of 3 coming into play. You got a fake out breakout through that 1850. That's where I ended up getting stopped out. Then the very next day, what does it do? It cuts through that bottom trend line and cuts through the bottom support. You don't even have to go for it then. Look for pop-ups closer to the resistance, closer to the support, and you got it here multiple times at the 1790 levels, and you can see now you're down towards 1660. It would have been a great trade there, American Airlines, for the week.
ATER is still trying. It's back over its VWAP now. It's trying to go highs. Looks like the high of the day from intraday here is 479. So we're currently at 464 right now. I don't want to front run it because I feel like we could just make a lower high and then reverse. And I don't necessarily want to be tied up in that. But if we snap that high, I think this thing pops and goes.
Canceling orders on BIG. Still no fill. It's looking good, but I mean the spread sometimes is about 20 cents, and you just got to be careful too because you can get that dip down below your entry.
Ooh.
So I'm just waiting.
MDVL, I like this formation here, right? I like this bull flag kind of forming here. As long as we don't break out of the bottom of this formation, this thing might go higher.
SBFM halted.
Yeah, halted to the downside, offering this morning.
Ouchie, ouchies. AMD looks like it's trying to get through 100 level, guys. Rejected the 102.50s today, so definitely weak there in AMD. NVIDIA super weak here today. Apple breaks 170 yet? Yeah, it broke 170.
Yes.
That's going to be the level for me to watch all day long. If that kid's back above 170.26, I think Apple to the upside is not a bad look there. If it holds it on the upsides, then I'll just continue looking for healthcare, basic materials, energy stocks. We've talked about that, and they're doing well right now. Energy, communications, and utilities. Well, utilities still not in the green. That one could reverse today, so keep your eyes on some of those names.
I'm going to try to grab some calls here on Target. I'm going to go ahead and grab the, what did I just grab? The 235s. Got filled at $1.25. I like to bounce off of VWAP. It could easily come back down and take all my money, but that's where I'm at right now.
The water trade, guys. You guys heard me earlier in the week talked about the water trade there. American Waterworks doing really well. VWR is another one you guys can take a look at, and CWO is one that I was looking at. We'll look to see if that one pushes through 12. If you want some cheaper names, it's not a bad look. Not a bad look there. CWT, the California Water Service Group, man. Get your water in. Zunaid knows.
Yes, I do. I haven't filled mine up today, but that doesn't matter. By the way, I got stopped out on Apple, so that's out. And then the calls that I had on Apple, they're down about 40%. Let me see what the levels are at. I'm going to go ahead and get out of those as well. So we got in at around $1.03. I'm out at 62 on those YOLOs. On the TGTs, I'm in at 125s.
Breakout in PSMT. I've never heard of this one. It's a 2.4 billion discount store. It's called Price Mart. And man, that's a nice little push there on the daily. All right. Grocery stores up. Of course, KR had a upgrade there, and it looked really good on the daily. Now it pushed through there at 59, getting up there to 62 today. What a move there. KR was a really, honestly, when Buffett grabbed KR, I mean, that might have been the time to grab it. HYMC being mentioned in the chat. That's coming on down there. It doesn't look strong there. BIG was definitely one I wanted today, guys. I'll show you guys the chart.
Which one?
BIG. I couldn't get it. The spread just didn't fill me. And if the spread doesn't fill me, I'm not going to get mad about that. You know, sometimes that happens. But you can see here, nice little setup, cut down to 34, held at 34, now up there to 34.58. This is one I'm watching because it's coming off an hourly low and getting a reversal in the industry, right? Target leading the day today. So look for that to kind of continue. I'm still in this swing trade, trying to keep Target right now. The trend is holding well, so we'll see if Target can continue making moves up. All right, let's go ahead. Let's catch some of these moves out here.
Yeah, BFRI. Ryan Milligan is calling BFRI. BFRI, really, really interesting here. Let me pull it up on the it's actually disappeared off my scanner for a sec there, which is
oil continuing up, MRO breaking through the highs, also XOM. So you oil traders out there, boom, baby.
Real quick, BFRI, the spot there was 510. It snapped it. This one's wild though, so be very, very careful with BFRI.
Gush looks to go through the high of the day. That one looked really good too. I should have been taking a look at Gush. That was a nice little VWAP hold both times.
Boyle, dude, look at Boyle. Pull up Boyle on a daily.
Oh man,
pull up
this
Boyle.
is the one that we were looking at this for so long. I got stopped out very early in Boyle, and man, I should have just kept swinging it because look at that. It's been like a 90% mover since the Russian war, and the first thing that was up to concern in the Russian war was natural gas. So that's why I would have think that this would have been a trade definitely to grab. And what it did was it actually went down on that news. And so sometimes you got to look for the supports to hold around this 2650s. That would have been an amazing level to risk and reward off of because you had all these lows before to go off of. It's up there now to 7166. Another one that we were looking at for natural gas was NGS, I think it was. Yeah, NGS. So I'm looking for this to see if it can come back up roaring. But right now it's kind of sideways. Do you know another natural gas play? Anyone else?
I've just been watching Boyle because, yeah, see, Boyle, a.k.a. the Widowmaker. It's funny that the
Widowmaker is making, I'll tell you one thing. If it's making widows, he don't love you.
They call nat gas that. That's not a joke.
Yeah, they do. But definitely, I think that's a great trade today. A great trade the last month and a half, literally. Like you can see from March, you've just been ripping.
Yeah. Well, I mean, recently this thing's moved from 40 to 70. Like it's just it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Like I said, like 90% gain there. Amazing. UNG. Yeah, UNG is the one. There you go. Similar charts too. And what did it do in February? Look in February. It came down also. Very similar fake out move to the downside towards support, and then boom, they start driving it. You know what that is? Institutionals making money off of us. We get all
Oh my God,
excited.
MDVL guys, medieval.
MDVL.
I mean, this is wild. It's moving fast, and it's just tons of volume here. It's extended. I don't. Oh God, the FOMO guys. The FOMO's hitting me. I want to take this so bad.
I'm taking a look at the momentous. Ooh, this one is battling to come back. We'll see what happens. Holding the hourly lows. Actually, set an alert here.
It's the volume that's impressive here for me.
Yeah, I saw it. That was like it's MD. Yeah.
I'm like, I want to buy it, but I just don't want it to yank right back.
Yeah, I like the pullback right now towards the trend line. So you could see a trend line here, and then I would look for a pullback towards maybe the 225 area. But that's just my look on it on the 3-minute.
Mitch, are we when are we stopping here?
Right now.
Okay, I was gonna say
we get way too excited here on live trading. We're focused. That's the truth.
That's true.
That's the truth. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it on up. We got to get to our quarterly meeting and keep working right here on Benzinga to make it better, right? That's what it's really all about, why we have the quarterly meeting. We go ahead and review what we've done on the quarter and then look what we can do moving forward to bring more value back to you guys out there. So do us the favor, guys. We got over 800 people. Before we end the show, please get us to 500 likes. Hit the like button so that we can be back on Monday. Keep this for free and keep going right here on Benzinga. And last thing I got to say is, of course, go Rays today. You got to keep it going, baby.
Happy opening day.
Yeah, definitely. I hope you guys out there keep working on your skills. And like I've mentioned before, I am starting to dip my toes in fantasy football. So if anybody is interested in getting into that kind of game, I am working on that. So reach out to me. I'm going to be getting into some sports action this year. All right, let's go ahead. Let's wrap on up.
Have a great weekend.
See you next time. Smash up the like before you get on out of here.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.